went in and got the tires, the new tires for it. These are all rubber tires. It brings all the bushings, different size bushings. This is actually a rubber tire. It's solid tires. It's not. You don't put air in them. You don't got to worry about getting them flat. So I got both tires right there. Bring them down right here. Bushings there. Now we're gonna work on changing it. It brings the grease fittings too. Cause I'll put one right here on this side. The other one right here on this side. These are all the bushings for different size bar when you go put them on the tire. Like these, I'm gonna have to probably change them out. I'm gonna have to change out the bushing on here because this is for bigger tires. The bushing in there, I'm probably gonna go with a straight bolt. Put it in there. I'll show you what I mean in a minute here. And this gives you the instructions. There we go. So I'm gonna try that out. It's just right there how to do it all. You change them out to put the different size bushing depending what size bar you got going in the tire there. Mine, of course, is the bigger one, as you can see in there. See that big old fat one? I'm gonna replace it with a smaller one. This one right here goes to the 3/4 inch bar, which is right there. That's a 1/2 inch bar. So I'll be changing that out. I'll show you all that in a minute here. One thing I gotta give you a heads up on, before you jack it up, you want to loosen the bolt, the nut on the, because if you don't, it's gonna be hard. I already got them loosened, so I don't gotta make the video long. See, I'm pulling it off, and I'm gonna jack it up in a minute. But you make sure. Let me get this one off. I didn't take this one all the way off earlier. Make sure you loosen them up, but once you jack it up, and then you're gonna have to fight it, man. It's loosen up though. You're gonna have to fight it. The wheel's gonna want to spin while you're trying to do all that. Once you got the basically nut taken off right there, just go ahead and jack it up and remove the tires. Or you can use a different kind of jack if you got. I got this simple little twist on right here. Better hold that before it slips off, man. Of course, if you're just doing it like the way I'm right here, you better don't bump it and drop it, man. Exactly what I'm talking about right there. See how I wanted to fall? Alright, what I went and did was get the jack, because I lowered that down. I'm going to reset this because I don't want to make this video and somebody does something wrong and hurt themselves. So I'll just reset this from the beginning here. I took it off. Use a stable jack, man. Don't use a jack that ain't gonna support it, man. I don't need nobody getting hurt. So I went and got the car jack. It'll make it a lot easier anyway instead of me fighting it up there. Remember, I loosened the bolt first already, so. That's actually high enough already. We'll start with this one first right here. Like I said, I already took the nut off. You seen it earlier. You can just pull the bolt out at the end over here. Get your wheel off. It's got some bushing right there. Another bushing right here. And then this is the old tire. This is the tire I'm going to be replacing it with right here. Now to be easy, I can just put this one in right here. It's actually already be set up for it, but the thing is, these got grooves in them right here. Where this tire didn't have, this old tire that came with the mower don't got no bearings in them. So this just rides on there right there. It's got like you could put a grease fitting, but I don't even think it's real. but it rides right here, and that over time has wore that out. You can see that right there, it's got grooves. It got wore out. So when I put this in the tire, it's landing right here. It's gonna be wobbly. We don't want that. So what we're gonna do right here, instead of using this, we're still using the same bolt, but this tire actually came in. It came with the bushing for this right here, but this is wore out. So I'm not gonna use that. We're actually gonna go just on the bolt itself, and it brings all the fittings. It brings different fittings for that. You can just cut that open. Okay, you wonder what I was doing? That I was just busting to release the bushing, the wire. That's for one side there. This is for the other side. I'll do that over there. This is for the other side. This is for this side also. What I'm doing is just putting a screwdriver right there. Instead of getting a cutter to cut it, give it one hit, pull that out. There you go. Now what we want to do is pull out these bushings, and we're going to put in they brought different size bearings for different size. Like this is too big for that. This is the one for that right there. So we're going to put this bushing in here. We're going to remove this bushing and put this bushing in there. And then these are little cups extends on the side right there. It's going to be on the back part. We're going to go in like this. So it would be like that. Alright. So the best way to do it, I don't want to bust anything up here. You can stick a screwdriver in there. What we're going to do is hit it and push that back side up. You see the screwdriver coming through there? So you're going to push down in there. Put it at an angle like that. Use the old tire over here. Put an angle like that, and then we're just going to tap around. What we're doing is tapping out the bushing right here. We're going to try to tap out this bushing and put a new one in there. So let me get that. Let me make sure I don't want to break the bushing. We want to get all the way to the back. Popped it out right there, look at that. Man, I bent that, but oh well, I don't need that one. I have to see how I got that. I'm gonna use the bushing on this side to do that. Popped out the other side now. See that? Yeah, I'm gonna have to fix that because that's still good. I hit that earlier the wrong way. I shouldn't have popped that like that. So now we got that out. What you're gonna do is now put the one that fits your bar, which is this one in my case. You got different sizes. You don't want that bigger one. You want this. And just so you can see, there's the grease fitting. And this basically you're gonna cake it with grease once you get it in there. And there's only a grease fitting on one side because you're gonna pump that grease in there like crazy and it'll go to both sides. What you want to do now is make sure you get the right one you're gonna use. This one fits on there. We're gonna put this on right here. You want it to go in flat, so don't bang it in like this crooked and then mess it up. You want it to go in flat, so use something flat like this. This bar is flat right here. Oh, that ain't gonna reach it. Yeah, cause you definitely don't bang on here either on the bearing. Get something that fits completely around that, or let me see. That ain't gonna work out either. Let me get something here. That fits perfect. So you want to put that on there. Remember, you want to try to get in there flat, man. If you want to try to start it off a little bit, even at that, see that? You can go like that slowly. But once you got in there, remember, don't hit the bearing and bust the bearing. Make sure if you're gonna put something that totally fits around it right there. Like use a socket, or like I said, you can just like. And that's all the way in there already. Make sure you don't hit that and break that. Turn it to the other side, same thing. Make sure you get the right bushing. Remember, don't get the big one and have to pull it back out. That's the right one right there. Same thing with that right there. Just lightly tap it in. You want to go even. Don't hit straight in the middle right here because you'll bust that right there. Tap it down on the sides. There it is. That wheel is basically ready to put on. So there'll be no more flat. No more flat tire. Alright, we'll get rid of this one. The rim and stuff is still good on this one. So I could probably like try to sell that one, make up some money for this. It'll come out about 80 bucks or so. You're just gonna spin that back right there. This is gonna go right there like it is right there. Okay, before on this one right here, it's the same thing, see? There's still the gap there. But you had that bushing that went in there. The bushing don't fit in here because now we're just going to use the bolt. So basically, when you use the bolt, you're going to use they bring some fittings there to adjust the size on the, so it can center it up and stay in the middle. So I think maybe, let's see, you got two of those higher, and two of these, and two of the smaller ones. So we're gonna put smaller one on the outside, that one right there. I'm trying to see more or less where the bushing's at. About two of those, we'll try that. You can turn this either way just to make it see it better. You're gonna, actually you gotta slide the bolt in there. Go ahead and put the bolt in there. Put the two bushings. We'll take a look at it, see how it looks, if we gotta add another bushing or not. Pick the tire up, see where it goes right there. You're gonna find the hole on the other side. Same thing. We've got two bushings, I'm gonna put one bushing. Another bushing. And we still got quite a bit of gap there. Let me just get it up there right quick. We still got a pretty good gap there, so let me estimate this. One bushing there. Another bushing there. Yep, so it's gonna take, on this one's gonna take the three bigger bushings on each side. Because you want the tire to be in the center, man. Because if you don't put the bushings on, when you're driving, the tire's gonna be going back and forth in between. So we're gonna put the three bigger bushings. Put the tire back. Put the tire in there. Pick it up on this side, get it to come out through the hole there. Put the three bushings on this side too. Let's get one more bushing in there, man. I'll give you a close-up look on the how much of a gap I left after putting it. You want to swing that way, let it swing that way. Let me give you a close-up look right here. See, there ain't much gap in there between the. It's only gonna be like a 1/4 inch, and then when I tighten it all together, it's gonna put it together, and it's good to go. Once I tighten the bolt back on, it'll center the tire and get rid of that gap. I'm gonna tighten as much as I can, and then from there, once I lower it all the way, I'll tighten it the rest of the way. Of course, right now I just tighten what I can because I got it off the ground. Once I put it on the ground, I'll be able to tighten it more. When you tighten it, it's got a lock nut, so just tighten it to where the lock nut goes, about right there. You don't want to tighten it too much and mess up the bearings. Actually, that's as tight as I have to go. So that's good to go right there. Look, now I won't have no flat tire. Woohoo! But I gotta get a grease gun and grease it up pretty good though. Yeah, I like that. Alright, let's get the other side done over there. Same thing over here with this side. Pull the tire off. Kind of tricky with up under here like that. Pull out the bushing right there. God, that bushing like rusted on there. I'm gonna pop that off somehow. You want to get that off. That one don't want to come off. Use that old bushing over there. Gotta get some of that in there. That's rusted there. Yep. There you go. I don't want to get stuck in there, man. Matter of fact, I really don't even have to pull that off. I guess it's nice to pull it off because that way I can see compared to the other bar. Yeah, see, this one ain't as bad. It ain't as worn out as much as the other one, but it's still worn out. Remember, the wheels that came with the mower didn't have no bearing, so it's just riding on that. Just riding on that plastic part there. So we get rid of that bearing and we get rid of that bar there. Same thing with this one. We're gonna remove the bearing. So I gotta cut this one. This is for the other side. Remember, I used all of them on that side except the. I guess I could have used the. Well, no, because this is for a bigger bar. All the plastic ones, that's for the small bar. So these I'm not gonna use. These are the big ones. I don't need those. I didn't use the little ones on the other side. I just used all six of those bushings. Didn't use none of these because they're all for the bigger bushing and the bigger rod. And I didn't use these. I'm gonna use those little ones right there. Now, same thing like we did on the other one. We gotta pop out those. Now you want to angle this kind of all the way down. Because if you angle it like this, you're gonna do like I did on this one. This first one right here. I messed up this, man. I hit it with a screwdriver right there and I messed it up. I don't need it, but I can resell it to somebody else that needs it. So I don't want to ruin it. Make sure you clamp it all the way down like that. When you start hitting, that way you're hitting at the edge of right here instead of onto the bearing. And you're gonna make sure it's down like that. Hit down, do both sides. And it popped out, man. This sucker went. That one ran away. See, popped out. I don't know where it went. Oh, it's behind me over here. Undamaged. Very good. Undamaged. Very good. Now I'm going to pop out the next one. Okay, when you pop out the other one, remember you got the grease feeding right here. So make sure when you pop out the other one, look in there. Make sure you don't put your screwdriver in the grease feeding and hit that. There's alternated different. There it goes. Pop that sucker out too. Another good one. Look, undestroyed. Very good. So that's the other bearing right there. Those are good bearings right there. Now, like I said, we're gonna put these one in right here. I'm just gonna lightly tap it in there like I did on the other one. I don't know if you got a good view on the other one, so I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do this one too. So you can just put it. It's probably better to do it like this than trying to find something flat. Cause like I said, you don't want to hit this part and bust the bearing. Just go lightly in like that all the way around. So you hit bottom. Now that one's the bottom right there. You're gonna turn around that way. Get the other one. Same thing. Remember, this is a grease fitting right here. See, that's what you don't want to break. You gotta be careful with that when you're pulling the things off. Just put it back on there like that. Try to center as much as you can, and don't hit real hard at one time like that, because you'll unbalance it. You'll go like basically like that. You see that? So you don't want to hit real hard at once. Here. Get it back on the right. Oh, there you go. You want to go lightly around it like that to get it in there. And it's flat. There we go. So now we can just put it on there, and we're good to go. All right, on the other side over here, let me see. I put the grease fitting face into the outside on this way like this, so it's gonna be like that. One face the grease fitting on both sides the same way. Not that it really makes a difference, but that's what I'm gonna do. And we know we use three bushings on each side. So to make it easier, I'm just gonna put this on there quick. Put the 3 bushings. Get the tire on this side, like I said I was gonna do. I'm gonna put it in there, the hole. Just slide it over like that till you get over here to this side. You have to stay a little bit cockeyed. Put another bush in there. Another bush in there. Push it out a little bit more. Pull back a little bit if you have to. Put another bush in there, and then go ahead and go. This is your way so you can see better. Pop it in there. Put the nut back on there. Like I said, we don't really got to tighten this one like too bad because of that's so the tire stays center, because you don't want the tire to be all crooked and stuff, man. And it's got a lock washer. I mean, it's got the lock washer. So you just put that on there like that. Tighten it to the end right there. That's as far as you want to go, right there. I'll show you in a minute here. And see, that's going to hold the tire center, so your tire not bouncing around. All we gotta do is grease it up in a minute here. Matter of fact, I don't think I got a grease gun. The bearings are greased, so we're good to go either way. I'll go get some, I got a grease gun, but I haven't got no grease, so I'm gonna go buy the grease for it. And let me explain to you what I was saying right here, so you know. I don't want y'all messing it up, man. When you put this on, after you tighten it on, just tighten it to where the bolt's gonna stick out right there, and that's it. It's not gonna come unscrew when you're driving it anyway, because it's got the grease bearing. I mean, it's got grease bearings on there. So that'll be a nice change there, man. Cause I was driving around with that flat, and then I had put that hose and stuff like I showed in the other video. But sound like I could put some grease on the bearings up here. That little thing broken there. This one's all right. So that's good to go right there. Hopefully my voice is over talking the music there, and I won't get flagged on YouTube for having music on here, man, because someone's putting music down the back over there. There we go. I'm going to turn it on and back it up, and we'll see how it works. See, it's going to make noise now, so I'm going to turn it on, get it out of here, back it up, and give it a test run. All right, I got to put that back part down, but I got it ready to go, man. What happened here, man? It's hanging. I got to straighten that out. I hit that when I wrecked it when I was driving. I'm gonna have to buy. I got a little problem here. I'm gonna have to buy a deck pretty soon. This deck right here is hitting right there. I need to actually bring this up a little bit. I strained it out somewhat. That's enough to give it a test drive. I don't know how good you can see right there. It was hitting right here, and it pushed in this whole thing where I smacked the fence or something. The tire's not flat, it's just in the grass right there. That's for that tire right there. But it's gonna need some new ones pretty soon though. Alright, I'm gonna give it a test drive and show you. We had a bunch of eggs that went to waste right here for Easter. It started raining stuff, we didn't have the Easter egg hunt. What I'm gonna do with this mower right now that I got it fixed, I'm gonna run over the eggs. And with birds will come over and eat it later anyway. Actually, I throw a lot of stuff out here and the birds come and eat it. I like feeding the seagulls actually. It's almost like being at the beach. You can seagulls go like crazy right here. You can hear them right now. They're probably wondering if I'm throwing food out here right now. But as soon as you see me run over those eggs, don't be surprised if you see seagulls come out and start eating them. Let's see if the wind don't blow the camera down. You might hear the camera blowing. they chomp down, birds chomping down the roosters. They're coming back. Sometimes I get like hundreds of them right here. If I throw like bread out here, I think we'll get some bread right quick. Throw it out here. There's your seagull show. Anyway, I gotta adjust the carburetor on here. Tires work out pretty good, but I ain't gonna lie, it's a little bumpy. It's not like them soft tires. Especially coming up there, if you feel it blink and you come up the thing. And these are all the extra, those are all the extra pieces, bushings and stuff that were left over. What I'll do here, I'm gonna go ahead and just put them away in order they come. They got those go right there, these go right here. I gotta fix this little. I kind of messed up this one right here. I wonder if I can get back in there somehow. That's the one that was too big. That was in there already, but it's too big for the bar on my mower. I got it in there. So you got these two. Put them right here. These two. Put them right here. And let me see what else. These two big old bushings came with the two. Trying to see if I can get them all in the, like they had it basically. Might work, let me see. Yeah, I was able to put them together, man. That way I can get this old rim right here. These old rims and probably sell them. And if they want to switch out the bushings on there, they can switch out the bushings. So I know I can get them all in there now, so get those two in there. The backside in. Those two in there. Get all these little suckers in there. Fit another one that's got to fit on this one too, man. They're same size zip ties. Basically, the way they came in, they're gonna be on four separate zip ties. There's that. Then you got those two. I'll put those right there, I guess, just on one zip tie. Because the other bushings that came in, remember I used them all on the other tire. And so if I don't lose them all, my best thing will be zip them all together now. Wait a minute, man, wait a minute. Yep, that one come loose. I was like, what happened there? The other one fit better for some reason, I don't know why. It was almost like this one was shorter or something. I stacked them the same way, maybe the way I put it in, it seemed a lot shorter, that zip tie, for some reason. Maybe I had the zip tie backwards, I don't know. There you go, now I went way in there. I want to lose it, man. Alright, now I can zip tie everything together. That one. that one. Just tie together. Everything right there. I'm gonna put it in the way it came. One tire there. Those are the old tires there. Put that on top of there. The other old tire there. Of course, I'm gonna pull the bushing out. I'm just gonna drop them in there. That's the old bushing. There's all the parts to it. And then I can put this for sale somewhere, man, or save it for me later, but I really don't need it. I mean, if I'm done with it, it's ready to put away. Remember, don't use that one. That's unsafe. Get yourself the regular jack. I was trying to use this one at first, and that's really unsafe to use, so don't use that, man. I'm just putting everything away. You can exit out already. Give me a like and a thumbs up, man. All right, I don't know if y'all can see me from over there, or the camera pointing too low, but thank you for watching. That was pretty easy to put in there. That worked out pretty good, man. I like that. Well, they work good, but I ain't gonna lie, it feels kind of like rough when you're driving because, like I said, they're solid tires, so they're not cushioned. But you don't gotta worry about getting a flat, especially where the yard I go cut, they got all kinds of stuff with thorns and stuff on them. Now my back tires, I think I gotta worry about getting a flat, but I haven't got a flat with them. They're still pretty good. The deck, I might have to be replacing that sometime soon here. Other than that, the motor runs pretty good. I gotta clean out the air filter and stuff. I don't know if y'all heard it revving up. And of course, the air filter's back here. And screw it there, and screw it there. I think one of the air hose lines are loose too. So you just pull that out right here. Actually, I need a new one. Look at that, that's bad. Yeah, there's a spider growing in there too. See it? Moving around right there. Huh. Looks like a little black spider. I don't know what it is. Well, I'm gonna leave them there. I'm just gonna go ahead and leave them there. That can be his home for now. I gotta cut the yard right now anyway, so I'm gonna have to get rid of that though. I'm gonna be working on this thing one day and get bit by a spider. And this hose I gotta fix up right there. That's where I got the leak where you hear it revving up and stuff. And then I just gotta clean it up and wax it and everything, make it look more nicer. It looks pretty junky, man. See if I can get the whole thing in there. Look kind of junky there. But I'm gonna try to wax it all up and get it cleaned up. Get it all cleaned up and everything, wax it, and then I do like how the tires came out though. Well, that's nice. Like I said, only put that bolt in to right there, and it ain't gonna come loose. Here's the other side over here. See, it didn't come loose at all, man. It's still there. All right, thank you for watching. Appreciate it. And this is on the Z6400 craft mower. Of course, the tires you can buy you can order whatever size you need for any mower to put on. So same process, just different mower if you got a different mower. Alrighty, later.